So everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you'd like to subscribe, great. Well, I'm going to be talking today, and it's unscripted this one, so I haven't even got any prompters. It's just about how generally reselling is not as easy as everybody thinks, even if you're doing it on a part-time basis. And I don't know, I just wanted to share some of the things, and hopefully some people will find them useful with regards to what impacts us, what we do, and how in general you should approach reselling, because if you don't, it's going to get you. So one of the first things is that we've had to look back at it, and I'm starting to do it now, is we've had to look and set our goals. What is it we want to achieve from reselling? And it may be that you set a goal that is, I don't know, you want to earn 50 quid a day, you want to earn £100 a week, you want to earn £250 a week, and that's great. Now, from us, we enjoy part-time reselling because we like the sourcing side of it and the selling side of it, and we buy and we sell, and we love that, and that's interactive. We also like the money as well. Well, my wife likes the money, especially as it's her business. So set goals. Set a goal of what you want to achieve, and what we have had to do now more than before, where we used to just not keep track of it, not look at it. We set times. We say we are going to be, because it's a part-time, otherwise it will take over your life and you're just constantly thinking about it. So we set a time to say we're going to do, I don't know, 2 hours a day, or we're going to do an hour a day, or we are not going to, it's no eBay Wednesday. And that's key. Set times and do that. So we've decided now that we will do, we won't be working till 10 o'clock at night, we won't be working till 11 o'clock at night. We'll pack at a set time between 5 and 6 every day, or between 6 and 7 every day. And that's key for us. And also, we've got to realise that we've got to be realistic about what we're hoping to get and what we're hoping to achieve. And because if you put more work in and you put more time in and you spend more money in, it doesn't marry out to actually get more profit or to get more money, because it doesn't work like that. People, unless you're listing 10,000 plastic widgets and everyone sells, then list 20,000 plastic widgets and everyone will sell. But in reality, that's not the case. And we've also we found this the hard way. You will, like us, hit a maximum capacity and storage, or a maximum capacity of what you can hold or what you can control, because you don't have, unless you live in a warehouse, unlimited space. And that's where you've got to start juggling and saying goodbye to old friends. We now do a fortnightly charity shop run. Some people say keep it, it's old stock, it'll go eventually, but we do a charity shop run, and every fortnight we will load up a couple of boxes of things that we've had around, old friends. We say goodbye and we drop them off at the charity. And more importantly, the stuff that you want to sell, because if you buy crap, you're not going to sell it. End of story. And you'll buy some humdingers. I've bought some right crap, and it's ended up in the recycling, because we try to recycle as much as we can. We don't just send it to landfill. So it's ended up in the recycling. And if you're buying crap, no one's going to want it. So you've got to buy realistically. I don't know. I'm talking back to where I always remember an infant school teacher saying, special offers are great. The stuff on the back of a cereal box, it's great. Buy 10 buy 10 tokens or buy 10 boxes of Kellogg's, you'll get this. But if somebody tells you to buy 50 boxes of something and £1 a box, and all you're going to get is a free plastic daffodil, that's not a deal. So you've got to be realistic on the amount of work you put in, the amount of sales that you're going to achieve, what you can store, and what you're buying. And moving on, I go on and I do say a lot about the algorithm and the way eBay is changing and the way it is. And it is having some impact. But if it doesn't sell, it's probably my fault or my wife's fault or our fault. We have either priced it too high, it's in an oversaturated market, or it's crap. It's shit. Nobody wants it. So we made a bad buy. There are certain things, we didn't get it in front of the buyer, it hasn't gone to the right person, and that's all within, that's all within our control. So take that on board. You've also, again, and this is where I've become a lot better at it, where I was 2 or 3 years ago, you have got to factor in idiots. You will have to accept them, and in some cases embrace them. If you don't, it's going to drive you under. And the idiot factor is very high at the moment on certain things, because buyers' expectations have changed a lot. But factor that in. Returns and refunds, again, they're going to happen. I don't know anyone who's not had a return, not requested a refund, whether it be somebody trying it on or it be a genuine case. Accept it, put it in. If we was talking cash, put 10%, for every £10 you sell, put £1 in the refund return package. Put that in the box. Put it in the box. But we don't, so keep something. Postage and packaging, it's not free. It's materials, it's time, and it's money. The eBay fees, because we sell on eBay, that's life. You either pay them or you don't. You choose to advertise or you don't. That's it. We can't get away from it. Somebody always wants something for providing a service. We don't give our stuff away for free. eBay's not going to give their stuff away for free. The key thing as well is we look at it, and on some things, price. The price is actually not the price that we set, or what something sold for. If you compare it with something, I don't know, sold last week, that was then, and that was whoever needed it for whatever reason. We don't know. We can't get into the psyche of why that was sold for that price. It's an indicator. However, the price that you've got to put on something is actually the value of what it is to somebody else. So if you think, I've got things that I thought that is worth 40 quid day in, day out, I sold it for £15 in the end, because that's what it's worth. It's not what I set it. It's not what it's worth. The manufacturer's retail recommended price is only good if everybody sticks to it. Now, one of the key things as well is I originally started selling on eBay, but I'm basically a passion of the things that I like and I sell. And that was great until that went, until I just cleared everything out. And just because I don't like it, it doesn't mean to say it's not going to sell. We sell a lot of things that you have no interest for, but other people do. So don't get stuck on things that are just, I'm only selling these because I think this is great. I'm not going to sell that pink neon lampshade because it's horrendous. Well, it might be horrendous to you or to me, but somebody will love it. And clear that out your mindset. And then the big thing that sort of to finish this little, I don't know, info shot, TED talk, whatever you want to call it, is that if you're going to do it, you've got to realize that it is not guaranteed money. It's not a passive income. It's not just list 5,000 things and it's a cash machine. It's going ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. It's hard work. It's bloody hard work. So what do you think? Has any of that helped you? Have you got any more tips that you'd like to share with other people? If so, leave them in the comments below. Thank you.